Welcome friends to the 2026 Toyota Land Cruiser. We don't really have any crazy updates to talk about, but I will be comparing this Land Cruiser to things like the 4Runner and the Lexus GX. And if you stay tuned until the end of this video, I will be sharing with you how you can save about $5,000 off the MSRP on a 2025 Land Cruiser and how you can get phenomenal lease deals on the 2025 Land Cruiser as well. All right, let's get started here. As mentioned before, we don't have any new updates for the 2026 model year. These vehicles, they came out for 2024. I did a review on the 1958 entry-level model. I really enjoyed it, but for 2026, these vehicles, they will be arriving at dealerships around fall of this year, and it's going to have a starting MSRP of $57,200, and the price has gone up just a little bit compared to last year. There's still only two trim levels to choose from, that entry level 1958, and the second trim is simply known as the Land Cruiser trim. But both models, they are still powered by the turbocharged iForce Max hybrid powertrain, putting out 326 horsepower and 465 pounds-feet of torque. We have full-time four-wheel drive here with center and rear locking differentials. You got an 8-speed automatic transmission. I have to say I am really impressed with the drivetrain performance. Everything responds perfectly. There is no hesitation. The vehicle is really quick and effortless. And when I did my test on the 1958, the turbo 4-cylinder engine, it was not producing a racket. It was not obnoxious in any way. In fact, it was a really pleasurable driving experience. The vehicle was so quiet. It was so compliant over the bumps. Truly exceptional ride quality. Handling was a bit sloppy in the corners, as one would expect, but it kind of matched the character, so I wasn't too mad about it. I would say the biggest con with the Land Cruiser would be the poor real-world fuel economy. Toyota estimates that the Land Cruiser with this iForce Max powertrain, it can get about 23 mpgs combined. Yeah, I don't get anything near 20 mpgs. With these vehicles, I get about 17-ish in the city, which is fine for a big vehicle like this. I'm not mad about that, but this is a hybrid. You know what I mean? And yeah, a lot of people say in the comment section that these hybrid Maxes, they're built for power and for towing and all of that. Cool, but I would like to see some fuel economy benefits, because the reality is this iForce Max is getting the same fuel economy as the Lexus GX, which has no hybridization and it just comes with a twin turbo V6 engine. Fuel economy, power, acceleration, it all feels about identical with both the GX and this Land Cruiser. Regardless, I do enjoy driving this vehicle. Very quick, as mentioned before, both in the city and out on the highway. High-speed stability is also decent for this kind of off-road vehicle. I personally will stick with the 1958 model for the Land Cruiser. I actually think that this is the best value proposition, especially since you can save about 5 Gs off the MSRP. And the 1958 does come reasonably well equipped. It's a pretty interesting model. It's supposed to be like this retro-inspired trim. So we have like the round LED headlamps, and you actually get fabric seats for the interior. Very comfortable. I don't mind it, but they are mechanical seats. It's not electronically power adjustable seats. Keep that in mind. But these fabric seats for the front, they are going to be heated, and you do get things like blind spot monitoring as standard, along with a 7-inch digital gauge cluster. You get automatic climate control. You get 5 USB-C ports, and you get a smaller 8-inch infotainment screen, which I don't mind, and it comes with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. You also get a base 6-speaker audio system, but I have to say, the audio system in this vehicle, it's not garbage in any way. It's okay. It does the job. I just wish that there was some more instrument separation for the audio system, but otherwise, it does a decent job. And of course, you get the full-time 4-wheel drive with the standard locking center and rear differentials. You get the 2-speed transfer case, you get the crawl control, you get a 2400 watt AC inverter, and a trail brake controller as well with the 1958. The Land Cruiser trim, which is the more quote-unquote luxury model, comes with even more features. You actually get the Softex seating now, and the seats become both heated and ventilated in the front. You get the larger 12.3-inch infotainment screen and digital gauge cluster. You get a power rear lift gate, and you now get a 10-speaker audio system as standard, and the Land Cruiser trim is the only one where you can upgrade to the 14-speaker JBL audio system. Honestly, with that Land Cruiser trim, they should simply make the JBL as standard. And you get some more features as well, but when you start loading up the Land Cruiser trim, you're pretty much at Lexus GX pricing. You can just get the GX 550 Premium or the Premium Plus at that point. And that's part of the reason why I don't really recommend the nicer Land Cruiser trim. I would just stick with the 1958. The only other con with the 1958 would be the completely plastic interior. There's pretty much like no soft touch points other than the center armrest. If you want more soft padded touch points, you have to step up to the Land Cruiser trim. So if you really like this vehicle, then go ahead. I actually did not mind the full plastic interior of the 1958. Somehow, in some weird way, it kind of suited the character of this vehicle. The rear legroom space in the Land Cruiser, it is average, but the headroom is great. The trunk size is really good, but due to that battery pack, you have to lift up your items a bit higher to get it in the back of your Land Cruiser. But yeah, compared to the GX 550, the GX is actually still a heavier vehicle compared to the Land Cruiser and the 4Runner, despite it just having the twin turbo V6. No matter which trim level you go with, the GX weighs more. The lower end trims like the Premium Plus, they drive pretty similar to the Land Cruiser, similar refinements in performance. The GX really rewards those who step up to the top trim levels like the Luxury Plus, because that's when you begin to get the semi-aniline leather seats, the Mark Levinson audio system, and the adaptive dampers, which out of all of the Lexus vehicles that offer adaptive dampers, the GX is the only vehicle where the dampers make a difference, where the vehicle actually does get more comfortable, or it actually helps to make the vehicle handle better. You actually notice those changes with the GX. Not even my Lexus LC500 offered me any noticeable change when I went between the various modes regarding the suspension. Once again, only the top of the line GX 550s offer that adaptive variable suspension. Now, if you want a lower curb weight vehicle, the Toyota 4Runner also exists, and I am a big fan of the new 4Runner. If you just go with the regular TRD Sport Premium or TRD Off-Road Premium with the turbo 4-cylinder engine, those are going to be around $53,000 to $55,000. They're going to be well equipped. They're going to weigh less than both the Land Cruiser and the GX by several hundred pounds, so that's cool. Depending on the trim level that you go with regarding the 4Runner, you can also get it as a pure rear-wheel drive vehicle as well, if you don't want the 4-wheel drive. So there's that additional flexibility as well. And if you do like the additional power of the iForce Max, you can get that with the 4Runner as well. And funny enough, the 4Runner, no matter which engine option you go with, the regular Turbo 4 or the iForce Max, they all come with a 19-gallon fuel tank. Land Cruiser only comes with a 17.9-gallon fuel tank. I complained before that the Land Cruiser did not get great fuel economy in the real world. Well, that coupled with the smaller fuel tank, it does get a bit annoying. So the 4Runner comes with a larger fuel tank, and the Lexus GX, it comes with the largest fuel tank capacity of 21 gallons. Also, if you like towing, the GX can tow over 9,000 pounds when you go with the Premium or the Overtrail models. Land Cruiser, it's got a max towing capacity of 6,000 pounds. 4Runner, it kind of ranges. It's about 5,800 to 6,000 pounds on the 4Runner. So if you want an SUV and you love to tow, the GX Premium and Overtrail models are worth considering. But as promised at the beginning of this video, here's how you can save about $5,000 off the MSRP on the 2025 Toyota Land Cruiser. You can reach out to Jim. Jim is one of the largest Toyota brokers in the United States. He has partner dealerships both in Pennsylvania and in California. He does offer nationwide shipping, but shipping is something you have to pay extra for. So it would be ideal if you could pick up locally at Pennsylvania or in California. But regardless, it's got about 5 Gs off. And the 1958 models, they seem to lease out pretty well around the $600 a month range. So that makes the 1958 Land Cruiser surprisingly affordable if you want this type of vehicle, a boxy, off-road-esque SUV. Here you go. He does have about $3,000 off the MSRP on certain trim levels of the 4Runner as well, but I don't think that the 4Runner lease is as good. It's decent, it's worth asking about, but yeah, if you're like a pay cash individual or someone who is coming in with your own financing, then yes, certain trim levels of the 4Runner can be had for a lower MSRP. So keep that in mind. But a Land Cruiser, which is about $57,000, you take 5Gs off, get it for about $52,000. That's good value. And let's just say you went crazy with the top of the line Land Cruiser and it's around 70 Gs, you can get that for about $65,000. Whereas the Lexus GX, even with all the resources I have to share, there are no discounts that can be had with the GX. There is no promotional financing. There is no affordable lease program with the Lexus GX. So you just have to be very wealthy if you're considering the GX. Whereas with the Toyota products, you can kind of finesse your way into it. You have a lot of options. And with Jim, he actually does offer a lot of various financing opportunities. He's got some lease programs through partnered credit unions as well, so you can consider that. And Jim only offers Toyota vehicles. Keep that in mind. Don't text him and ask him about other vehicles. Jim only carries Toyotas. On other Toyota vehicles, like the Sienna, the Grand Highlander, he's got several $1,000s off the MSRP on those vehicles as well. He's got great lease deals on things like the Prius plug-in hybrids, the RAV4 plug-in hybrids. So if you want to take advantage of any of these deals, you can simply text Jim. I will have his phone number on the screen and in the description box for you to contact. Don't call him, just text him exactly what you want, along with what zip code you're going to be registering the vehicle. And that way Jim can get the process started for you. If you want to see Jim's reviews, you can go to the Leasehackr forum page, or you can even check out Jim's massive Facebook group. You can see some reviews there as well, along with his latest deals and programs. So I'll have all of that linked in the description box below. And keep in mind, Jim does charge a broker fee to access his deals. Sometimes it's incorporated into the discount. Regardless though, he did say that if you reach out to him and you mention my channel, he'll take some money off of his fee, and I really appreciate him doing that for my audience. If you found value with this content, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you again for watching. Take care and goodbye.